Hey guys, my name is Matthew Moore.
Hey guys, my name is Jung Chen.
And I'm Jake Riggs, and this is the Sustainable Urban Planning Project for Engineering 6, Winter Quarter 2014.
So we'll be showing you a quick tutorial of how our project number 2 works. So let's begin by clicking project number 2 folder. Our functions and maps and variables are already defined, so let's go ahead and run the code. We start with clicking the city that we want. So I'll pick Los Angeles for now. An image will be generated. So the first list box shows a list of all the solar panels and wind turbines available. So this list box functions as a model information. So if I click on the first one, it shows all the information for it. If I click on the second one, it does the same thing, changes. And then the third one, etc. Now let's try out a wind turbine. The first wind energy class is wind, and as you can see, it changes. The second list box functions as the type of wind turbine or solar panel you want to put in the image. So I'll put in the first solar panel. Let's see, I want to put it at this point, here and here. Click enter. The click grids will not be highlighted with a certain color. If you want, for example, to pick the second solar panel, click on it and then click the city, and let's see, I want to put it here, here, and here. Click enter, and that will generate color. Also, the number of grids will be generated in this chart below. We put 3 of the first solar panel in the image and 3 of the second solar panel. You can also do the same for each of the city. Now let's go back to Los Angeles. If you click reset, all the highlighted images will be resetted to the first original image. Let's go to our code and see how that works. So we have the push button reset. We loaded all the variables, and then we set all the num from 1 through 18, all the total from 1 through 18, each of these figures, and we set it all to 0. If we clicked on the first image, which is labeled 1, then accordingly to A equals map 1, save as save file, and then you just re-show the original image. If it was map 2, let's see, let's click Washington, map number 2, click reset, and it'll just generate the original image, and the same for the third.
And now for finding the estimates. First, you have to find the estimated solar power for each city. And to do that, you take the information that we were given in Project 1 and find the average of the solar power for each city. And that information that was given in Project 1 is in kilowatts per meter squared. So what you have to do for each estimate for the models, you have to find the area, which would give you meters squared, and that would cancel out this meter squared up here. And then you multiply that by this function here, turn it into a number, and this function gives you the number of solar panels that the user placed in the map. And then once you found those 3 things, you multiply each of those out for each city, and that would give you the estimate of solar power for each city in kilowatts. And since there are 10 different models of solar panels, you have to do that estimate for each model 3 times for each city. And you essentially have to do the same thing for the wind power, except the information that was given in Project 1 for the wind was given in miles per hour, and the information that we got in Project 2 said that for each mile an hour, it gave us 500 kilowatts of power. So you had to multiply the average that you find by 500. And then since that is only kilowatts and not kilowatts per meter squared, you don't have to find the area for each individual model. So you just multiply that average by the number of placements by the user, and that would give you the estimate wind power for each city in kilowatts. And since there are 8 models for that, you have to do that 8 different times for each city.
So I'll explain how the save button and load button work. So as you may have noticed that this GUI version is different from previous. This is because MATLAB runs differently on Mac and PC, and I'm using PC and my teammate is using Mac, so that's not a big deal. So we're just gonna start with Los Angeles. So after clicking Los Angeles, we can choose whatever wind turbine or solar panels we want and place it on the map, and then we press the enter button, and those things will become solid squares. And let's say if we want to take a break or just whatever, we can just save it so that we can work on later. So it will be saved as a image file called 5b.fig right here. Okay, so let's go to another city, Washington. So again, we can choose whatever we want and place on the map and save it. Okay, the cool thing about this button is that it allows each city to save up to one image, and I'll demonstrate that. So let's say we're gonna take a break or just reset or close it, and after we come back and run the program, the GUI, and we can see here. So we first click on the city we want to continue working on, and you can see right now it's clear, but after I click the load button, those previous solar panels will pop up. So same thing to Los Angeles. Those previous things will pop up. And let's say if I want to continue working on it, or I want to continue adding more things. So we have to first click Los Angeles, the city button, and then choose the thing we want and add it on the map. Okay. So now I'm going to talk about the bill of material. So here we have two type of this solar panel and three type of this solar panel, and we're just going to click the bill button. Since we are under the city of Los Angeles, so we have to click this bill button. So we go to command window, and this column indicates the type of this solar panel, and this indicates this type of solar panel, and this is the total cost for this type of solar panel. Same here, and this is total solar energy and total wind energy, and this is the total cost for all 5 solar panels. And that concludes my part of the presentation.